Hi guys, how are we doing? Welcome back to channel. Neil here, and today is a really exciting day for me personally and for probably you guys as well. BLACKSTAR have dropped yet another new release, another new amp today. I've known about this amp a while and I will be getting one on the channel and I'm super excited about it. They have launched the St. James 100 watt head. It looks absolutely amazing and we're going to run through the specs. We're going to take a look at this thing together and I think you will be pretty surprised by the specs that they've crammed on here, even though we all know that BLACKSTAR Amplification love cramming specs onto amps. I'll be putting some pictures on the screen, guys, as I look at this amp myself. As you know, I had the 50 watt head on the channel and it was absolutely awesome. I loved that head, and to be honest with you guys, I've missed that head ever since I sent that back, because it was like a demo head for the channel and they didn't have much stock back then, so I had to send that amp back, and ever since I've done that I have missed that amp a hell of a lot. Here it is, guys. As you can see, the BLACKSTAR 100 is laden with controls. I'm assuming, looking at it at first glance, that they have done what a lot of people, a lot of guitarists ask for, including myself, which is independent EQ for the clean channels and the gain channels. Now, it had two modes on the gain channel. I hope they've not changed them too much, because I really liked them. One mode was, I referred to it as kind of rectifier-ish, and the other one was 5150-ish, you know. They weren't exactly like those amps, but those are the nearest things I would kind of put them in the bracket with. And I really thought that I liked both of those, and sometimes I didn't know which to use. There was also a sag switch, which was amazing for metal players. You know, throw a boost in front of the amp, engage the sag switch, and it was a really amazing amp to me. It just came to life, and there was something very unique about the tone as well. It had its own tone, which I really liked. So yeah, looking at the BLACKSTAR 100 now, it looks absolutely awesome. I love the new look of the amp. The logo lights up just like the 50 watt head did. It looks a bit meaner, to be honest. It looks a bit more metal, I guess. Really like the angry kind of grille on the front. I think that looks absolutely great. It says here, the next evolution, the valve amplifier redefined and brought into the 21st century, combining real valve tone and modern convenience, connectivity and portability. The St. James 100 sets a new benchmark for valve amplifiers. Now, I don't know how much you guys know about the St. James series, but they are really light. They have some brand new transformers in that are patented and belong to BLACKSTAR and designed by BLACKSTAR themselves, and they are super light, and they really are light. So if you want that big huge valve tone and you want a head and a cab behind you, but you don't want to break your back because you're old like me, then the St. James series really is probably for you. And if I was out there gigging now, I would probably be using a St. James amp live, if I'm honest, because, you know, I don't like lugging around heavy amps and they sound awesome. So there is a combo and there is a head. There is kind of a vintage style looking cab that goes with the head. Not to my taste, to be honest, but what BLACKSTAR do is they also make the cabs super light as well. So that's pretty cool, because let's face it, carrying the cab around with you everywhere, that is the most awkward bit. You know, getting the head in and out, although I moan about it when I play live, the cab is the main problem if you want to use a matching cab, obviously. So here it says switchable, mixable valves. This is the key thing. When I found out about this, I couldn't believe it. I thought, wow, how have they done this? I've not seen this before, and it truly is an amazing idea. The St. James 100s come equipped with two distinct power valve types, 6L6 and EL34. There's two of each in there. You can easily toggle between these valve types in 50 watt mode, or combine both flavors for a unique 100 watt experience, harnessing the qualities of both valve types. So for those of you guys that watch YouTube videos all the time and that compare 6L6 valves, tubes, and EL34s to try and find out which one suits you the most, this head is going to make a great video for my channel, because I can do that without swapping tubes around, biasing and all that business. We can just switch between them on here and see what the real difference is, and see if there is a real difference. I think that's really cool. And with this head, you can get the best of both worlds, as it says, and use EL34 with 6L6, which is awesome, because to be honest with you, I always thought I was a 6L6 man, and then when I play a head that's got EL34s in it, has a flavour to it in the low end that I really like. So yeah, going to be really interesting for me to do this demo, and when the amp comes, obviously. So here we have a BLACKSTAR combo as well, a St. James combo as well. That will probably be super light. That's that interests me a lot as well. I've never really been a combo guy, as you can see behind me, but yeah, I'm getting into my combos lately. I guess it's an age thing. It must be an age thing. I'm getting to be more of a combo guy than a big stack guy. So it says, from studio to stadium, with continuously variable power reduction down to 5% power, you can preserve valve tone, field distortion, and compression at any volume. So BLACKSTAR are just awesome at this power reduction thing. They've been doing it years. They were one of the first brands to really do it on mass production heads. And I really like it. I really like the fact that I can just turn the power down on the heads and not blow my windows out, you know. And here for what I do on YouTube, it's really, really, really handy, because there is not much of a difference feel-wise when you're playing between the 100, you know, the full power mode, should I say, and the 5% or whatever, 1 watt mode, depending on which head you have. For me, there's not much difference feel-wise, and that's what it's all about, right? So we'll keep scrolling down here. The BLACKSTAR combo here, up to 53% lighter than a traditional valve amp. That's a lot. You know, that's a lot. The Series 1 Mark II, which has just been on the channel the other week, weighs an absolute ton, guys. It weighs a ton. So take 50% of that away and we're all happy. That's what I think anyway. So it says here, continuously variable power reduction, variable down to 5%. That's pretty cool. This is the key thing as well for me. This was the first time I ever experienced cab rig by BLACKSTAR. So it says here, built-in reactive load. We developed our own class-leading reactive load box, which is incredibly compact and lightweight, that accurately replicates speaker drive and breakup, built directly into the St. James. So you can take this head to a gig or a studio, and you can come out of it straight into, you know, a desk or whatever. And I think that's a really cool thing, because it means you can take your exact tone to a studio or to a live situation, and you can get it just right how you want it at home. You don't have to worry about even taking a cab with you. If you're supporting another band, which I used to do quite a lot, you know, there weren't that many headline shows. It's nice just to be able to walk on stage and not have to change anything due to the cab. You know exactly what's going to the desk if you're going direct from your head. And within cab rig, when you get in there, you can tweak your own tone. You can do all sorts with it. Different rooms, different mics, different cabs, obviously. You can put some EQ on there. And I really think it is awesome once you get used to using it. It sounds a lot better now than it did when it first came out. I think there's been some updates. But yeah, for me, cab rig is just awesome. There is some presets now in there which weren't there at first. There's way more presets now, and to me, I don't use my own tweaks anymore. I just use the presets. There's one called Balanced Modern, is it, I think, and I use that all the time. It's very close to a Celestion Balanced IR. So I think I did a video on that, actually. There's a slightly darker one as well that's pretty awesome. But yeah, for me, you just go in the presets, pick the one you want, and you're good to go. You can save 3 of these to the head, as you can with most BLACKSTAR gear. You can do it with the HT series, the Mark IIIs. You can do it with the dual drive and the dual distortion pedals as well. And you can do it with Amped 1, 2 and 3, I believe. So yeah, it's really cool. Save your presets so you can have 3 cabs saved in there which you like, and use them live or in the studio without even taking a cab, which I just think is amazing, because to be honest, I grew out of taking my own cabs anyway quite a while ago. The controls here, the control panel of the amp, let's go through them. So we've got, obviously, power on, standby, output. It looks like half and half, so that would be to use either your 6L6 at 50 watt or your EL34 at 50 watt, or you can use it in the middle, the toggle in the middle, and that's full power 100 watt using all 4 power valves. You've got a power reduction control, 5% to 100%. Again, just talked about that, really cool. A master volume. You've then got 2 reverbs, an independent reverb for each channel. That's awesome, because to be honest, the reverb I would only use on clean. You've got 2 presence controls, 2 treble controls, 2 middle controls, 2 bass controls, 1 for each channel. 2 volumes as well. So you've got 2 volume controls as well for the channel, 1 for each. You've got 2 gain controls, 1 for each channel again. And you have a tight switch and also a boost switch there. It's hard for me to remember exactly what controls were on original St. James that I had it on the channel, the 6L6, but it was awesome. I just hope they've not changed too much for me. There's a crunch, there's OD1, there's OD2, there is a volume and a gain on the overdrive channel at the top, and there's a bright and a volume on the clean and the crunch channel at the bottom. Now, what I want to say there is something that I've noticed is there's no sag control, and from what I can remember, the BLACKSTAR St. James just had a voice switch. I really hope that they have not changed those two voices. It says OD1 and OD2, which BLACKSTAR use a lot. They use it on their HT range heads, and they also use it on their the Series 1 head, sorry. So OD1 and OD2 is normal for BLACKSTAR heads, but it's not normal for the St. James. I think it was voice 1 and voice 2, and then there was a sag switch. I'm assuming the tight switch could possibly be what the sag switch used to be. I hope OD1 and OD2 are voiced the same as the 50 watt, or I'm going to cry, because I love those two voicings. Although I can't compare to anything because the head went back. So yeah, it says here, Pro connectivity, USB for pure valve tone in your recordings, XLR cab rig for stage brilliance without mics, and the quarter output for that driven valve amp bliss through your headphones. A trifecta of sonic freedom. Whew. It's too early to be reading that out, let me tell you that. Revolutionary speaker, collaborating with Celestion. We pioneered the extraordinary Zephyr. Is it? Lightweight speaker, like a Formula 1 race car, we strip back unnecessary weight. So basically this is a light speaker that they're using in St. James, like I said, to make the cabs light as well. Lightweight with no compromise. Candle nut plywood is used for strength, lightness, and its beneficial acoustic properties, creating a roadworthy cabinet that sounds great and will last a lifetime. Don't know. Don't know how interested I'm in the cab, because like I said, I grew out of cabs a while ago, but it's nice that it's super light. I wonder if he'll send me a cab as well. That would be pretty awesome. Universal voltage, combining modern SMPS technology, don't know what that is, for lightweight and universal voltage compatibility with the classic film response of traditional iron core transformers. This innovation is poised to set new benchmarks for valve amplification. This must be the light transformers they're talking about that were specially designed for this amp. Yeah, I can't believe more brands haven't jumped on this, because we're not really in the age, are we, of new tube amps. Not many brands are putting them out. Only BLACKSTAR, if I'm honest, are putting out regular amps. In fact, BLACKSTAR seems to be putting them out. It seems to be like a conveyor belt of amps just that they're putting out, which I think is absolutely great. Obviously, my channel's all about content, and whenever BLACKSTAR are pushing boundaries and pushing amps out for fun and pedals, then you know, it's all good for me at this end. I'm going to show you around the amp now. So let's look at the back of the amp. Let me just try and make this bigger. Come on, baby. Get big on me. I have this problem a lot. It's an age thing. Come on. There we go. Right, okay. So sorry about the rude jokes. The back panel, obviously, you've got your input there. You have 3 speaker outputs. What is that there? There's a 9 volt. So the amp 2 and amp 3, don't know about the amp 1 because I never tried it, but I'm sure it was the same, had some outputs, some power supplies on the back, 9 volt power supplies for pedals. I don't know about you guys, but I like pedals out of the way, because the only pedals I really use are delay and things like that live for a bit of ambience on the leads, or if I do a dive it sounds a lot better with delay on, obviously. So I like to shove pedals around the back of my amp, and they were often hanging there, and then it was all a mess. But now you can stick a pedal behind your amp, you can actually power it from the amp by the look of it, I'm guessing. Okay, so yeah, there's a 1x16 ohm, 1x8 ohm, 2x16 ohm outputs. There's a toggle switch here that says cut 1, 0, and 2. Don't know what that is. Maybe we'll find out in a bit. Cab rig output there, like I said, and obviously you can listen to headphones. You can put headphones into the back of the amp and enjoy it that way if you wish for even more quietness. Effects loop, we've got parallel or series, you can switch between them. Obviously you've got send and return there, and you've got a level switch. You have solo dB. Don't know what that is. It looks like some kind of boost. That's interesting. Don't know what that will do exactly there. So low, and it's like it's got a controller, a knob. Okay, it's got a knob there, and you can go between +2 and +6 dB. So, interesting. Something extra on there. Maybe it belongs on the front, but it'd be interesting to see what that does. Foot switch here. You've got a 6-way or a 2-way option, and you have one input for both of those. And you've got it's MIDI. You can control this via MIDI. So if you're an effects processor guy, you know, don't know if you can see that on the desk, but if you're into effects processors and you like to control your amp from one thing on the floor and bring your effects in, you like a 4-cable method and all of that, then you can do that, and you can save stuff to MIDI and control it through MIDI. And then on the right hand side there's the USB, which you can plug it into your Mac or your PC, and that's how you work Cabrig to be able to do that. The whole thing's gone off now because bloody this Adobe crap keeps messing with my Mac all the time. Look at it. So annoying. Right, so yeah, that just looks about it. That's kind of a wrap. That's all about the head. That's all the features on it. I just think it's amazing that BLACKSTAR are bringing out heads still, you know, in a modular age. We are in this modular age now. I've got a few myself that have been sent out this year, and I'm enjoying them. I really like them. But I think it's great that BLACKSTAR are putting these heads out, and these heads kind of, the BLACKSTAR heads for me are a crossover almost between modelers and valve heads. They've got valves in, obviously, which gives them the tube tone and gives you that feel of having the tubes behind you or whatever. But also I think everything that they're cramming on spec-wise, they're trying to make it do as much as they can, i.e. recording-wise and playing at home. You know, at different volume levels and things like that. I think they're doing everything they can to kind of bridge that gap between a modeler and an amp. And I think they're doing a great job. They sound great, or at least all the amps that I've tried do. Cannot wait to get this on the channel, guys. I really cannot wait to get this amp on the channel. I do keep checking if there is any demo stock yet to be sent out. But yeah, what an amp. You know, it looks awesome. It's the best looking BLACKSTAR amp I've seen. And the features and everything on it, it just does everything. I mean, the St. James 50-watt head did everything that I needed it to do, and it was I was using it all the time. You know, nowadays I kind of use the Amp 2 by BLACKSTAR Amplification, or I use my modelers straight into my monitors if I'm practicing or playing demos for you guys, for guitar demos. I use my Mac 3, HT Mac 3 over there quite a lot as well. They're the main things that I use. But I think if I'd have kept that St. James, I think I'd have used it a lot just because I love the tone so much. So that's it, guys. That's a wrap. That's the new head from BLACKSTAR Amplification. Cannot wait to get it on the channel, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think about this amp, and I'll see you all very soon.